Alrighty then, today's video is going to be a very real and personal one. You've been hearing a lot about other YouTubers talk about their situation with the game, whether they're bored of it, whether they're going to quit. You saw G-Bay's video talking about, just how it makes him feel, and I figure I might as well talk about it as well. See, I'm stuck in a bit of a limbo with League of Legends. It's still one of my favorite games. I mean, I played it for a long time. But there's things about it right now that are just absolutely soul crushing, more than any season before it. And I'll go over them in a second. I'll tell you about right now, though. I just came out of my first real shift of working slash training, and I gotta say, I have a whole new appreciation for the working man. My legs are dead, my arms are dead, my will is broken, and pretty much I've resigned to the whole idea that you suffer and then you die. And that is life. But hey, I'll probably eventually get used to this, and I'll hopefully be able to, just to make this some sort of career or something. We'll see what happens. For those who are curious to know, it's actually kind of funny. I'm a tortilla man. I make tortillas in the industrial kind of level, but I'll go over that in a different time. But there's a reason why I'm doing this now, and why I might as well tell you guys why it led to this way. Why it became this way. And it happened last year around August. It's almost going to be a year. Around August, I got noticed by Reign of Gaming that, hey, you know what? We're ceasing operations. Reign of Gaming is going to go down. You're going to lose your position in it. You won't be getting paid by us anymore. That is done. Elements later on acquired it and reopened it and anything, but you get my drift. The original Reign of Game, the curse controlled Reign of Gaming was going to become done. Once September rolled in, I was gone, and I was out of a job in that sector. YouTube has never been something that was sustaining me. It was always like that extra little bit. Reign of Gaming actually was the major thing that made me the most money. And Reign of Gaming, like the money I got from Reign of Gaming, that's all I really needed. YouTube was what made up any gaps, what gave me any spending money for anything that I actually needed, or luxury kind of stuff. That's how it always used to be. But once Reign of Gaming was done, I sat there thinking, okay, what am I going to do now? I don't want to aggressively monetize YouTube because I've always avoided doing that as much as possible. All the sponsors I've ever gotten, anything I've ever opened up, was because I researched it and thought, if I don't approve of this, then I cannot push it on my fans. G2A once approached me and I said no because my friend had told me, dude, they sell credit cards, you can't really do that, it's really shady. Well, not credit cards, they sell games. Some people will sell games through stolen credit cards, that kind of stuff. And by the way, yeah, they always have pool parties outside. It's an apartment, so if you hear anything again, yeah, it's always a pool party. But anyways, I refuse G2A. There's some companies that came to me, hey, try our mobile, make a video about it, and then if you like it, they said make a video about it, and then we'll pay you. But the thing is, I didn't like those games that I ended up playing, and then so I couldn't choose to make a video on it. Remember Dongate? I didn't really like it that much after playing it for longer, so I didn't choose to make a video or anything on it. I said I fail. I said I am not qualified to talk about it because my heart isn't into it. I'm not enjoying it too much, so I do not feel like I can monetize anything about it. So I chose not to do it. That other MOBA that that I did upload at one point, it was actually enjoyable to an extent, but still though, that's my point. I had offers from sponsors before. I've had offers to make these one-shot videos and whatnot, but I didn't like the product I was making. You guys all saw that video from Donkey a long time ago where Microsoft came and offered him something. Basically, it's the same situation as there. I cannot be fucked to make a video for something in which I have to phone it in. It hurts my soul, and I can't sell it to people. So that's why I just could never aggressively monetize my channel. It doesn't mean I didn't take sponsors at times or any of that kind of stuff. Of course not. But it's just it meant I had to actually like something or do something. And then slowly, just I mean, in November, I tried applying for jobs, easier jobs like from government, for the government, for some factories or something, just around the area. And then every month since then, where I didn't get the job, I became a little bit more desperate. And eventually, it came to me where I sort of caved in and made a Patreon because people nagged me to make it and go, Stonewall, you got to think of you got to let go of your pride. And I made a Patreon, and I didn't really push it that much because I just couldn't see myself, I couldn't see myself trying to take from the viewers and fans who already, just who by watching me already support me, just giving me traffic, right? So, like the months rolled in, savings started dwindling, and I never bled it, but I never got anywhere. Like it was stuck in a standstill. Some days it would drop a bit, and then it would just stay there for another month, and then it would drop, and then it started dropping more rapidly because YouTube gains went to the shitter for a lot of people. Just something around February through May happened, and it just everybody just sort of took a nosedive, and it was pretty bad. And I think that's the point where I just said, you know what, I'll cave into my pride. I mean, I'll cave my pride and just do the Patreon. And again, push it aggressively. Therefore, it's not really that massive, but that's the general gist of it. And thing is that this resulted in League of Legends becoming very stressful for me. I needed to get footage because I needed to push out more content. I needed to get more you guys to watch more, give more likes, just give more of that kind of stuff. Because I needed to make YouTube and I needed to make money through YouTube to stabilize until I could find another job or get a sponsor that I could like. I'm a very prideful person. I'm very, that perfectionist type. I couldn't just say, okay, G2A, I will sell my soul to you, give me money, or let's call it the company. There's a company I can't name, obviously, because I don't want to get their giant lawsuit a giant lawsuit up my ass. So offering me money for a MOBA that sucks, but I can't. I couldn't. I said I'd rather apply for just a job, try to find a new sort of rate of gaming, even if it's one that is physical and sort of tears me down, and just go with that instead. Maybe it could revitalize my passion in League. But as I was saying, by making it so my YouTube channel had to support me, League became super stressful. There were days where I would queue up and I would not get jungle. I would just get top lane, and I would get shit like Garen every game. I had to play Garen. I had to try just sort of making some kind of random top lane work because I needed some new footage because nobody would watch Garen 10 times in a row. And it was getting stressful. It's like, oh, this game was good. Then all of a sudden it turned shit because the teammate AFK'd. All of a sudden this is unusable. This is it became a constant thing. The dynamic queue isn't really to blame. The champion select is somewhat to blame. I like the champion select, but the fact that I rarely get jungle, and I can't sort of discuss with people to give me jungle because they're really dead set on being whatever. If they get jungle, they're really usually very dead set on being jungle. Then I'm just kind of stuck playing top lane, or sometimes mid lane if I take a risk of going in as jungle mid. And it just became so crushing. It's like I just couldn't get any footage or get anything done. And my God, it was getting ridiculously sad. It was I would have days where I don't get jungle, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, I have absolutely no footage to use for today. And then, you guys saw this next one on the stream. This is one of the more soul-crushing things that ever happened to me. I was playing. I woke up early just to play a bunch of games and just say, you know what? I need to use this day to collect footage. Top lane, top lane, top lane, top lane, and each one just crushing my spirit. And then the last game, I finally got jungle. I was super excited. I got jungle in one of the first two picks. I didn't give a shit that I was going to get countered. But then somebody Q dodged. And then when the Q popped again, I was top lane again. That game, I was just so sad. So sad. I actually even just said, I can't do this, guys. I turned off the stream, and I started crying a little. It's like I played 6 games for 6 games of one of the games, one of my favorite games of all time, and I couldn't have any fun with it because now it was become apparent that all that all that prideful shit where I wanted to avoid monetizing my YouTube channel, where I wanted to avoid abusing the trust of my viewers, bit me in the ass. Like I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of other YouTubers make a lot more than me. They did their own thing. I did my own thing. I won't criticize them for what they do. I just chose to do it in my own way, and I chose to make Reign of Gaming a thing I had just so it can supplement me. And now I'm choosing to have a job so it can supplement me more. And I'm hoping that once I get this job down, or I get any other job in the future down, then it revitalizes my YouTube channel and revitalizes my passion in League, and I can start having fun again. I gotta say, it was soul crushing. If you even go to my channel, what makes it even worse is that some of my favorite champions, their videos just don't do as well as before. Jarvan videos bomb now. Zach videos never really did well, so he just doesn't count. And Aurelion Sol is so incredibly unpopular that just playing him, nobody's gonna watch it. So during that time too, I was just thinking like, I want to play Jarvan, I want to play Aurelion Sol, but their videos literally damage the channel. Because if they do poorly, it causes some weird subscriber thing in which it won't advertise videos as often to them. So it's just you can see how it started the stress build up on me, and it's just sort of crushed at me. There's not much else to say on that matter. It's just I like League of Legends, but by my own self-made stress sphere or whatever, it just became worse and worse for me. And it also just doesn't do me any better that the queue times are a goddamn billion years. The champion select thing, I mean, I wouldn't mind the super long queue times, right? I wouldn't mind that as long as I would get the actual role I wanted, not wait and just get top lane and get screwed over again. I despise that. Just if there has to be any changes in League, it just has to be in the. So just let me pick the goddamn jungle. I don't care how long I wait, and just go about it that way. That's why also you guys have seen me play more games with fans. In normal games with fans, I can organize it the way I want, play who I want. Man, sometimes I'll have very challenging games that are super fun and spirited, but at the very least, I can talk about the champions I want and showcasing them without ever feeling like a burden. And I think you guys also understand that too. This has always been the case with me. In ranked, I will not force a champion I'm familiar with or I'm practicing with, because I don't want to screw my ranked teammates. That's not fair to them that I choose to just go, oh, I'm gonna practice Jungle Quinn because fuck it. No, just I could never do that, and therefore I always miss those opportunities to monetize this new champion. Or this champion in a new role or whatever. I just don't roll that way. But either way, I'm now working as a tortilla man. Whether or not I stick to this job is one thing, but I'm telling you now that I'm trying to find another job or make this one work out so it can revitalize me, my channel, and get me going where I want to be. Restore my faith in myself and in this video game, and just sort of allow me to have fun with League of Legends or video games in general. So I hope this sort of clears up some of the issues, or at least some of the problems you guys might have. I am very familiar with some of the stagnation that's happened in my videos, or stagnation that's happened in some of my content, but I just had to, it's just, it just became something. I promise you, hopefully at some point it gets rectified, but I'm doing my best. Anyway, thank you for listening. Buy tortillas, make my job easier.